I told my boyfriend that I won't get a job to make him feel less jealous of my financial situation. English isn't my first language and I'm not good at writing, but I seriously need an advice from people not connected to us. I 23F have been dating my boyfriend 25M for a little bit over a year now. We met through mutual friends and had a pretty usual relationship until now. It wasn't perfect, but we never fought much. He works as a manager in a restaurant while I'm still in university. His life was pretty difficult from the start since he grew up with alcoholic parents and not much support in general. Since day one, he had to work hard for even the most basic things. He couldn't allow himself to get higher education, he had to continuously work since he entered adulthood. I, on the other hand, have a big family that always supports each other. When I started going to university, they continued to financially support me. My parents help with the bills and give me some allowance. Grandparents, aunts, and uncles also often send things here and there. I'm on the campus for my lectures most of the time, but I also tutor 3 times a week, getting enough money from it for groceries. I'm good at living below my needs and saving, so I don't need that much cash. All that background is needed for you to understand where our conflict started. Around a month ago, my boyfriend started making little comments about my financial situation. He would say it's nice to spend someone else's money, or you wouldn't survive if you had to work for all that money the way I do. I immediately caught on to those comments, but I didn't think it would grow into something more. I thought that maybe he's just fussy because he's overworked. I tried to be understanding, knowing it must be difficult for him to work as much as he does. I proposed that maybe we should move in together to lessen the burden of all the bills on him. I even said that I can help him with some groceries from time to time. He called that insulting and said that he could never agree to either of those ideas. Unfortunately, it got worse. It feels like almost every day we fight as he calls me lazy, a trust fund baby, or says that I don't know what real life feels like. He also started sending me random job listings, telling me to apply even though I don't have any time for those jobs. The biggest fight was yesterday. He came over to my home for dinner and while I was cleaning, started talking about another job listing. By that point, I was at my limit after seeing like 100th random job offer. I blew up at him, angrily telling him to stop telling me to get a job. That university is my job and my main focus. I must admit that I said some mean things along the lines, "You only want me to get a job because you are jealous of my situation, of my family's support." He stormed out and doesn't really talk to me now. He sends short messages back, but he doesn't pick up his phone. I tried apologizing, but he tells me that he needs time to think everything through. Was I truly that harsh? How do I make him see my point? Or maybe he has a better point and I should deny my family's support, filling my schedule to the brim with uni and work? Is there even a way for us to reconcile? Please, help, this is my first serious relationship and I don't want to mess it up.
Relevant comment. Adorable_fail_8871. There's a lot of context missing, but it depends how long you have left at uni, if you've ever had a job before and what your plans are after uni. I'm surprised to see the comments so one-sided. Whilst you are very lucky to be in the position where you can focus 100% on uni and not have to do weekend shifts, a lot of business acumen is earned through work experience, not uni. If you finish uni and have no work experience to speak of in your mid-20s, that might not work in your favor. The way your BF is handling the situation is quite passive-aggressive, but he still has a point. If you want a future together, it might be important to him that you have a good work ethic. At the end of the day, it's clear he wants you to get a job for your own benefit, since he turned down your offer about helping him with groceries.
OP. I started my final year of uni, so I should be done with it by June next year. I didn't add this to the post as it felt unimportant, but I did work in the past. Although I always knew that my family would support me, because that's the kind of people they are, I wanted to put something from me into it all as well. I worked during high school. Each month, I saved most of it and gave a small part of it to my parents as symbolic rent. It wasn't anything special, mostly cleaning after hours or doing paperwork stuff, but it's still something that will help my CV look less empty, haha. If everything goes well, I already have a job to start in after uni. The place I did an internship in as part of my studies really liked me and, for now, really wants me to join them when I finish studying. Update. I thought that I should make an update for those who might be curious about how my situation got resolved. A lot of the comments advised me to break up, but I couldn't just do that. I wanted to at least try and talk it out, foolishly hoping that suddenly we would find common ground and fix everything. A few days after the fight, he finally called me to set up a meeting to discuss everything. Between the fight and the setup meeting, I've been looking for some solution myself. Per advice on here and from my IRL friends, I tried looking for some outside support and I researched some well-rated but cheap therapists around the area. When we finally met, he was the one who really wanted to speak first. He told me that he appreciated that I gave him a few days of space to think things through. Then, he said that he hates to do it to me but he needs to give me an ultimatum. If I want to stay with him, I need to find a job and cut financial support from my family by the end of this month. I could see that no but in the world could sway him to change that choice for him. I didn't even have a chance to mention the help I've been researching, kind of freezing for a moment instead. It might sound silly but I've never experienced love disappear as quickly as it did in that moment. I didn't even know that's possible. His words broke whatever charm he had and made me see that ultimatum for what it truly was, his attempt at managing my life to match whatever idea he had in his mind. All the comments from here flooded my mind as I realized that all of you were correct, sorry for even doubting you all. I broke things off immediately. I wish I could say that I told him something smart or cheeky but I literally just said that I'm done and left, tearing up the whole way back home. He called and messaged me a lot since then, saying that maybe we can discuss things, that it doesn't have to be an ultimatum but a goal for the future etc. But I don't think there's a way of fixing things. I'd be lying if I said that I don't have any love left for him. It was my first serious relationship that I thought might genuinely last but now it turned into my first serious breakup. Things are a bit difficult now as I grieve the idea of my first love, but I know that I'll get better, sooner or later. Your advices in the last post were pretty helpful and gave me lots to think about so I'd like to ask you for one more advice. If you were me, what would you tell mutual friends in a situation like this? I'm already getting asked by our friends about what exactly happened but I'm worried that if I tell them the truth, this whole drama will continue / people will be talking about it and I won't be able to emotionally rest from this situation. I'm tempted to just tell them it was a mutual breakup or something just to be done with it all and leave it in the past.